Did you know Microsoft Edge is stealing your RAM? But how do you get rid of it? Or turn it off? Well, let's figure it out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another super exciting video. This is something that I wanted to talk about. This was actually supposed to be 2 videos. So the first one was originally how much memory do you actually need to play games and have a good experience on a budget. It turned out to be that 8 gigabytes was not enough, so it moved to 16. And it seems like 16 is not enough anymore, and most people are going to 32. So this is actually the second time I'm recording this. I made another recording, forgot to save it, and so now I'm repeating myself, and I forgot what I said earlier. So anyway, there was going to be a video about how much memory do you need. Of course, as much as you can get is good. And then the thing that I really wanted to talk about was how to remove Edge or make it stop working. And so my issue with Edge is that it just starts by itself. And I don't mind Edge. I would use Edge if I didn't use a Mac and a Linux machine, but they're not available in those systems. So I used Edge actually for years, and there's a video, I'll link below. It's a very old video from several years ago where I said basically there's really no reason to not use Edge. It's fine. It's based on Chrome. It works great. But that was a long time ago. Now, I don't use Edge anymore. And so I have a brand new computer, and I still haven't made a video about it, but if you've been around here for a while, you'll know I have a basically brand new computer, good specs, everything's fast. And so I don't have to do the budget thing anymore. But my videos are for budget people, so I'm still, even though I have plenty of memory available, I still see everything through the eyes of someone who wants to get the most performance out of a system. So here is my setup. I have 32 gigs of memory. When I first started using this system, it used about 6 gigs of memory at first boot. With Windows 11, I was able to uninstall things and remove things, and I was able to get it all the way down to 4-ish of idle memory usage with nothing running. Now keep in mind that the memory here, 0.5 of that is for OBS recording, so we're at about a little over 6. To me, that's high. 6 gigabytes of memory usage. I just, right now, freshly booted, and I'm already at 6 gigs. That's too much, in my opinion. Even though in my case, now it doesn't matter. Right? I have plenty of memory. I have plenty of speed. But what happens is, if you load Chrome, it goes up to 10 gigabytes. And then when I go into the game that I play, which is Rivals usually, it goes up to 16 gigs. And that's a lot. And then actually, when I let everything run, it peaked at 20 gigs, I think, of actual memory usage. And so through some little tweaks and things, I was able to get it down to under 16. That was my goal. Not for any particular reason, just because that's what I wanted it to be. Because 16 gigs is what most people have. And so if you go over 16, that's where you're going to start getting things slowing down and things like that. And so what I found was recently is that Edge was taking memory even though I don't use Edge. So I looked, I didn't notice at first, it's been a couple months. I looked at the processes and Edge was using memory. And I thought, wait, I don't use Edge. Why is it on? So what I did was I turned it off and then the memory usage went down. So every day, basically, when I would use the computer, I would have to stop the Edge process from running, and then I would get the memory back. Again, I didn't need the memory, it bothered me. So then I started thinking, well, is there a way to make Edge not run? So what I did was I went here. So this is basically a link to the Edge folder. So this is where Edge lives. And keep in mind that I did not research this first. I was just kind of making it up by myself. So what I did was I renamed the Edge program to Edge S. And it didn't run anymore. So I was happy. And then a few days later, it came back by itself. Edge was there again. And that was weird. It kind of just reinstalled itself. I didn't uninstall it, I renamed the application. So you can see here, this is the original Edge, and here is the new one. So I renamed this one to S. So what I did was, I think that Edge, when it detects that it's not there, it puts itself back. And so now what I did was, I cheated a little bit. I don't know if this works yet. What I did was I took the Chrome actual executable from the Chrome folder and I put it in the Edge folder and I named it the name of Edge. So now it does not start. I've rebooted a couple of times. It doesn't start, as far as I can tell. There's to see if there Edge running. No, no Edge. So this might work, I don't know. The thing is, I don't want to uninstall Edge because when you do that, it kind of messes around with everything. And so there are videos I looked up earlier this morning that show you how to actually install and get rid of Edge altogether. I don't want to do that. I just want it to not start. If that makes sense. I don't want to make it all screwy. So far it's working. It's not loading, but I'm still high on memory. And there's another thing too here. So if you look at this, and we'll try to keep this short. If you look at processes, you're going to see this. Search. So I noticed that search uses a lot of memory. And this is new to me. This is called WebView Edge. And this is basically anytime you type in something here, it uses Edge to search your computer or the internet or both. I'm not sure. And this is always running. So what I did here was, oh, why is this missing now? Edge. Oh, the link doesn't work anymore. I think that it updated, maybe. Shoot. Okay, let's go to the folder here. Open file location. It's a different. Oh, it updated. Okay. So 142. Yeah, it updated. So I have to put this here. That's probably what happened. It updated itself. So let's take this and can we link it? Okay. So we get rid of that. So that's what happened. It updated. Okay, 142. Now MS Edge web view. What I did was before I renamed this to this. No, where'd it go? It's not there anymore. Anyway, basically, if you get rid of this program, MS Edge Web View, your memory usage will go down because it's not going to use that function anymore. And it did work, but the problem is search didn't work anymore. So when I disabled this and then I went to search for something, it didn't search. It just would do nothing. It just would spin around and around and around. So I didn't want to go that far. You can do that if you want to and get rid of, that. If you don't need the search function, I don't want to do that for myself. But anyway, there's a couple of other interesting things here. Creative Cloud Update Service keeps loading, but I don't have Adobe anymore. So I uninstalled everything and it's still there. So I have to find a way to get rid of that. And then NVIDIA app takes a lot of resources. So if I get rid of that, it's not in my startup apps. I don't know why it just keeps coming up. See, you end task, and then next time you reboot, it comes back for some reason. But that's fine. And then as far as other things that are running, the Intel process, for some reason, keeps coming up. I recently installed this, so I'm trying to get my Intel drivers fixed, and they're still not fixed. So I can't seem to get rid of that. OneDrive, I do not have. I use OneDrive, so you can see here, OneDrive is not running. For most computers, OneDrive will start with Windows. I don't have it start with Windows anymore because it takes up a lot of memory. So what I do is I turned off the startup feature. If I want to use OneDrive, I can click on this start once, and then I can use OneDrive. Most people don't use OneDrive, but I do because that's where my cloud backup is. And see now, look, the NVIDIA app is back again. So that's annoying. And then the other thing that runs all the time is Fury Control, which is the RAM RGB thing. And so I have to run this software to turn it off. I don't want RGB RAM. I don't want RGB anything, but the computer came with RGB RAM. So the only way I know of to turn it off is to run the software, and then it has the off button right here. It's off in the BIOS, which controls the fans and everything. But as far as I remember, when I turn it off in the BIOS, the Fury still runs the RGB. So at some point, I'm going to just get regular RAM to replace the RGB RAM because I don't need RGB RAM. That to me is just ridiculous. But until then, I have to run this software every time I start Windows to stop the RGB. So it doesn't really take up that much memory. I'm just showing you like all of the things that I just can't get rid of. But the best I can get, see now it's 7.3. It's going up by itself. And I'm not even doing anything. So anyway, that's my little memory rant. I don't know what else to do to get rid of the memory. I can't get back down to 5 gigs anymore. Until I get rid of this software, I guess I could uninstall the NVIDIA app. Technically, I only recently installed this. You don't need the app. You can just install the drivers. Microsoft Store is running. What else is running? Basically the search functions. So no big deal. I mean, I just wanted to show you what was possible, what's running. If you have any ideas on how to reduce the RAM usage, just for your own knowledge or my knowledge, I just want to use as little RAM as possible, just for fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Comment below and let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time. Bye.